good morning.
Okay, so you guys created new Gmail ID? Okay, whoever not created, please create it and then just provide me those email IDs. Then I will send the DF form. And also that Gmail ID you just need to use for Naukri account, okay, for creation of Naukri account and for your resume purpose, okay. So just create that and then we can go ahead. Okay, so let's talk about another important things in Power BI, like the background of Power BI again. Like there are some more things I just need to explain so that you will understand. Like who will use the Power BI and which companies will use the Power BI and what is the purpose of using Power BI. Okay, let me share my screen. So, so in interview, sometimes they will ask the simple question: "What is Power BI?" Okay. So, I mean, day before yesterday, what we have discussed is, I mean, when what is we call it as Power BI. Power BI is a visualization tool, and Power BI is a reporting tool, and Power BI is a business intelligence tool. But what is Power BI? So, what is the description of Power BI? Okay, I will just give the description of Power BI. Okay? Power BI is a free application. Okay, free application, and you can install your local computer. So the same description you can tell to the interviewer also. Okay, that lets you connect to data and connect to the source, and then transform and visualize the data. Okay, so it's a free application, so you have installed already, right? So Kishore is installed, and it is free to install the the Power BI desktop, and then after that, once you install, then you will connect to the data source. Will connect to the sources, and you will and then after that you transform. Transform means what you do. You do the data manipulation, data shaping, and removing the columns and renaming the columns and everything you do in the transformation. And then you will after that, once you do the transformation, you visualize the data. So we have a data, and what we need to do with the data, we just need to visualize the data based on the user requirement and for the beautification and the visualization purpose to show the data in visual representation. Okay, and then with Power BI desktop. So with Power BI desktop, you can, so as I said, you can connect to multiple sources. Okay, multiple different sources. I will show you like what are the sources we can connect. Okay, so that you will understand. Like there are so many sources we can connect. As I said, we can connect more than 150 sources. Source means where we have a data, right? You know, right? What is mean by source? So like say in a real time example, so source means you want to travel from Bangalore to Hyderabad. So what is the source? Source is the Bangalore, and the destination is the Hyderabad. So destination in our case, source is any kind of source, whether it is Excel, whether it is Oracle, Azure, Microsoft, SQL Server, okay, SAP, whatever. So these are the sources, and the destination is Power BI. So ultimately, what we need to do, we need to get the data from source to the Power BI, source to the Power BI, source to the Power BI. Okay. So that is a general example I'm saying to understand very easily. Okay. So you can connect to multiple sources of data, and combine them combine them into data model. Okay, data model all we do in a Power BI only. Okay, combine a data model. So this data model data model so allow you or lets you build the visuals. Okay, build the visuals and collection of visuals, and you can share the share you can share as reports. Okay, and so you can share as a reports with other people of other people inside your organization. Most users who work on business intelligence, work on BA. Okay, BA means business intelligence. Okay, work on business intelligence projects. They use Power BI. Yeah, they use Power BI desktop to create reports, and then use the Power BI service. Power BI service to share their reports with others. Okay, so simple is like it is a free free application you can install in your local computer, and then you can connect to the source and transform due to the transformation and due to the visualization with the data. So in Power BI desktop, you can connect to multiple different sources of data and combine them into a data model. Okay, and then the data model allow you or lets you to build visuals and collection of visuals you can share.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so the data model lets you to build the visuals. Okay, so let's say we have a data and we want to build the visuals, and once you build the visuals, you can share those reports to other people inside your organization. For example, I have created report in my Power BI desktop, and this report has to be viewed used by some other people, right? Some other people, let's say like end user, customer, user. Okay, so otherwise what is the use of creation of report, right? What is the use of the creation of report? So that there is no use. That is the reason once you create a report, that report should give a business value. Business value means it should use for the business. Okay, that is the reason what we do. Once we create a report, we will publish these reports to the Power BI service. Okay, that is a cloud service. If you have internet, so you can open the report in anywhere in the world. Okay, even you are sitting in a home, even you are sitting in a bus, even you are sitting in anywhere. Like, so you just need to have a proper internet. Then you can open that report and you can see the report in anywhere. Okay, there is no need to. There is no other requirement required to open the report. For example, in other reporting software, let's say if we talk about SAP or Oracle or SQL, so you need to have a VPN. Okay, VPN, that means so to access your company environment, you need to have VPN. That is what virtual private network. Okay, so and you need to be in your company premises. Otherwise, you cannot open it. So those are called on-premises technologies. But Power BI is a cloud technology. You just need to have internet to consume the report, and then you just need to have the username and password of that report. So that is the basic information you just need. That is quite enough, so that you can consume that report and you can use that report anywhere in the world. Okay, even you can open in your mobile tab and laptop or anywhere. So you just need to have a proper internet. That's enough. So that is the best advantage of cloud technologies. Okay, clear? So
Repeat the last 2-3 lines.
sorry.
Can you repeat the last 2-3 lines?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, for example, you want to use this report, you want to see the report, and you want to consume the report. Okay, you just need to have proper internet. Okay, proper internet, and then you just need to have username password of your Power BI service. So in other technologies, for example, as I said, for Oracle reports, OBI reports, or MSBI reports, other reports, if you want to open those reports, you need to have the company's VPN. VPN means virtual private network. So you need to connect the VPN so that only you can access your company environment. So otherwise you cannot access. But in Power BI, you don't need any VPN, or you don't need to be in a company premises. You don't need to be in a company. So once you are in a company, what you do? So you just connect to their local network. Then it will connect to their company environment, right? But it is not like that in Power BI. So you can open this report wherever you are. So even you are in your hometown, even you are in bus, or even you are in wherever. So wherever you are. So you just need to have your username and password and the proper internet connection. So you just, what you need to do, just like that, app.powerbi.com. So app.powerbi.com. Then what it will do? It will ask it will ask the username and password. Once you do the username and password, see here, for me it is a so my company name is APN Consulting. Okay, this is my company name. So for me it is showing APN Consulting. So once you log in it, so you can open anywhere. So I have not connected any VPN. See, so there is no VPN concept here. I have not connected anything. So you can directly open. This is the screen of Power BI service. Okay, this is the screen of, yeah.
Actually, the VPN is a firewall, right?
Yeah, it is a firewall, and to connect the company environment, to access the company data or company information, you need to have that VPN.
Then how it will be secure because of this directory?
It is in cloud, right? You cannot store anything. I mean, you cannot rob anything, right? It's in cloud, so you just can use the reports, and you can view the reports, and you can do anything. But the data you cannot store it because it's in cloud. So that's what I'm saying. Like Power BI is a cloud technology, and Power BI service, the data will be on cloud. So that is the reason you are just logging with your username and credentials. See, nowhere you can see the data. And that too, you need to have your username and password, right? Nobody will, I mean, for example, I'm outside of the company. Like, for example, I'm working in a TCS, and I cannot access the IBM data. I cannot access the HCL data, right? Because you need to have a TCS username and password. That will be secured, right? You understand?
We are logging in a public network. That's why we have an.
Yeah, even it is a public network, so it will be on cloud. So that is the cloud means the cloud data centers. The cloud data centers not in India, so it's in I mean, most of the data centers in Amsterdam. Okay, and the cloud. See, that is the reason. That is the reason every company moved to the cloud technology, because it is a secure, and nobody can what you can say, hack that. And other maybe for on premises and all, it is easy to what I can say, hack the servers and all. But cloud technologies, it is very difficult to hack the servers, because it's in cloud, and the data centers are very protected. Okay.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, if you have any doubts now, you just search in Google, like whether the cloud technologies.
I know the cloud. I know because I have learned about the cloud, because I'm asking the public network can easily hack.
No, it is not possible. It is not possible because the data centers, the way the data will store, na? So it's not in India. So it's in on-site locations and that too very protected area. Okay, very restricted zone and very protected area.
We have the data centers in India of like Microsoft or AWS. We have national customs. We have to take foreign or we decide.
Sorry, your voice is breaking, Harish. Sir Kishore.
Actually, we have data centers in India. If customers request to keep it away from India, their wishes, right? You said that the data center is in different countries.
Yeah, I mean most of the time because most of the companies are putting their data in different countries only. Yeah. Okay. So this is the Power BI service screen. So this is Power BI service. This is Power BI service screen. So and this is the definition of Power BI desktop. Okay. So that is the best advantage in Power BI. Okay? Best advantage in Power BI. So you can access the reports even anywhere you are in. Okay. And then so next question will be so which companies will Power BI, will use Power BI, and then who will hire the Power BI developers who will hire the Power BI developers. Okay. So like when they have a business data, for example, I am just saying like let's take the Amazon. Okay, Amazon is a e-commerce company. Amazon is a e-commerce company. Okay, so let's take so I'm taking Amazon as an example. Okay, they are doing the business. Okay, they are doing the business. They are doing the e-commerce business. They have a lot of businesses. Okay, not only e-commerce, they all have different businesses. Okay, so for example, and once they have a business data, and where they want to store the data. Okay, when they have a business data, so they need to store this data in some place, right? See, so they have their business data, and this business data they need to store somewhere, right? So it will be somewhere at some place, like so for example it will be in Excel, or SQL or Oracle or SAP, okay, etc. Anywhere they can store it. See, you have some information. For example, let's say in a general example, you have some documents. Okay, you have some documents, your mass cards or your experience certificates. So you want to store the documents in somewhere, right? That's where we created a folder, right? We create a folder and we put all this information into that folder. That is called a place. That is called a source. We can say the folder is a source. Okay, we are where we put all our information, personal information, in our folder. So that's the same way. Amazon or Flipkart, they have a business, and once they are doing a business, they will have a business data, right? So the business data, like whatever, like the phones and washing machines and everything, the laptops and everything. So these are all the the invoice data and everything. They need to store somewhere, right? So that's where they use different technologies, different sources. Like big companies, they use Oracle, SAP, SQL to store their data. Okay, to store their data. That is the reason. So they'll have different sources. Okay, they might be using anything to store data, any sources to store data. Okay, whenever they have stored data, they store data. Whenever they store the data, and based on this data, based on this data, they want to analyze their business. Analyze the data, and also analyze the data, and based on this data, they want to analyze their business. Analyze their business. Correct, right? Because see, you have a data, and what you do with the data without analyzation, without reporting, right? See, you have a bulk of data, you have a raw data that you may convert into the reporting way, and then based on that reporting, based on that, you can analyze the business. See, for example, you have created sales report. You have created sales report. In that sales information, you will see all the company sales, like US sales, India sales, Canada sales, and everything, all the company sales. And once you see the data, for example, in India, Apple phones are not performing well. Why? And in US, Apple phones selling so much fast. Why? So based on this data, for example, this month, for January month, it is the sales is very high in India, and the sales is low in other countries, other locations also. Even if you take in India, different locations, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Chennai. So in Bangalore, so the sales is very high, and in Hyderabad, sales is very low. So why we have a low sales? So why it is not performing well? So based on this data, and based on these graphs, and based on these visuals, so you can analyze their business. Analyze their business, and then according to that, you can take the decisions. What they do, for example, the business is very low in Hyderabad, so they will do the marketing stuff. They will do the more marketing stuff, more advertisements. They will do the more advertisements in a different areas in Hyderabad. So based on that, so some people will not do what is mean by what their product and all, right? So that is the reason. So they do based on this report, and they analyze the data, they analyze the business, and then according to that, they will take the decisions. So that's where BI tools are, decision making tools. Decision making tools. Business intelligence tools are decision making tools. Decision making tools. Decision making tools. Based on the data, they will analyze, and based on that, they will take the decisions. Clear? Indorgo, any doubts? Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Just let me know if you have any questions. So just do not be blank. So ask me if you stuck somewhere. So whatever the data we have, whatever the data is we have, so that data we will store in different places. Then so in current scenario, so most of the companies are using Power BI as a reporting tool. Reporting tool, because it has so many flexibilities. Reporting tool, because it has so many advantages. As I said, like, see, in the market, Power BI is in top list. So it has so many clouds. So then, once we have the data, once we have this data, and then so the place where we store the data, the place where we store the data, where we store the business data, we call them as OLTP systems. So just these are the new terms for you guys. So OLTP means online transaction process. Okay, online transaction process. Online transaction process. So that means the day-to-day transactions, transactions of their business, we call it them as a OLTP. Okay, OLTP, online transaction process. Okay, OLTP. Okay, online processing transaction process systems. Okay, where we have a day-to-day transactions, where we have a day-to-day transactions are posted into the OLTP systems. Okay, OLTP systems. OLTP systems. Okay, so when you joined as a Power BI developer, okay, in any company, any company, so clients will provide, clients will provide, clients will provide a OLTP system, OLTP, OLTP, OLTP systems are data sources. Okay, both the same, but terms are different. That's it. So both are same. Like so, even this is so. SQL is a OLTP system. Oracle is a OLTP system. SAP is a OLTP system. Okay. So I'm just giving you different terminologies to understand you better. Okay. OLTP systems are data sources. We call it as a data sources. Okay. OLTP system are data sources. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir, clear, sir.
Yes, Harish.
Yeah. Okay, so for example, now once you join in a company, so they will provide. So as I said, they will provide the data sources. Okay, they will provide data sources. Whether it could be SQL, Excel, Azure, anything. Okay, Excel. Okay, they will provide this data sources. They will provide these data sources to and they will ask you to analyze the analyze the data analyze the data that means they will ask you to they will ask you to they will ask you to create some reports. Okay, analyze means just keep in mind, analyze means you have to create a reports. Okay, they'll ask you to create they will ask you to create some reports and visuals by using Power BI. Okay, by using Power BI tool. Okay, once you have a data, then they will tell you to create a reports in Power BI. So whenever you join the company. Okay, see, as I said, to analyze the data. Okay, to analyze the data in market, we have hundreds of softwares. Okay, hundreds of softwares. Let's say, let me give an example. So what are the topmost softwares we have for the reporting purpose? Let's say Power BI is on the top, so I'll use a Power BI, and then W. Okay, W is a different technology, a different tool. So earlier, before I think 3 or 4 years back, W was on top. Okay, W was the market leader in the reporting side. But since 4 years, Power BI has come up with the best features and best options and best possible things compared to the W. So that is the reason it is big. Power BI is big to the W. Okay, and then click view. ClickSense, then MSBI, and then OBI, and then Cognos. Okay, Cognos, SAP BI. Okay, these are all tools we have to analyze the data, to create the reports, and to create the visuals. But Power BI is a market leader because Power BI has so many advantages. As I show, as I showed, as I showed you yesterday, like so the survey which they have given by using that Gartner. Okay, so they do market survey every quarter. Okay, every quarter and every 6 months once they do the market survey. Okay, so in that survey, so Power BI has got number one place in the reporting side. So that is the reason. They are using. I mean, most of the companies are using Power BI. Okay. See why this Power BI is so demanded and why Power BI is so it's so popular and why it is in a top market leader. Because it obviously, right. See, earlier Tableau was a market leader, but Power BI overcome that Tableau, because there must be in Tableau there must be some disadvantages. So those disadvantages will not be there in Power BI. That is the reason. So I'm just giving the example. Okay, that is the reason Power BI is a market leader. Okay, so so that's where. So and also they in every company they always think about the cost, right? They always think about the cost. So when compared to other tools, Power BI licensing is cheap, and the maintenance cost is also very cheap. And so you can get the Power BI by using $10. I mean, just to spend $10, and you can use the Power BI, and the desktop is anyway free. You can connect your sources. You can connect your sources, and you can get the data. So $10 means nothing, right? $10 per month is nothing. Okay, I'll come to the licensing part, and I'll explain you what is the different concept. I mean, different licensing parts we have. So I will explain those also. Okay. Then once we have this, okay. So currently, so a lot of people are using Power BI. Okay, so not only now, not only now. So down the line, there are a lot of companies. Previously, they were using other BI tools, but they are migrating to the Power BI. So earlier, for example, in my previous company, they were using SAP BI as a reporting tool. Okay, reporting tool. But they have migrated the Power BI because of one main thing is flexibility in Power BI. One main thing is flexibility Power BI compared to the SAP. And another thing is cost. So as I said, to get the SAP license, they charged us 2,000 euros. 2,000 euros. That means nearly 1 lakh. Nearly 1 lakh 80. So 160,000. 1 lakh 60,000. 1 lakh 60K. But in Power BI, if you can get 800 rupees. Okay, 800 rupees. See how drastic difference is there. How drastic difference is there. So this must be the main reason. For Tableau, it will be different licensing cost. I don't know. Like, so I've not worked on Tableau, and I'm not working on ClickSense and so MSBA. So there must be different licensing costs. So there must be compared to Power BI, there must be a little high. So that is the reason every people who they are using existing Power BI reporting tool, but they are not satisfied with their existing reporting solution, and they are all are migrating to the Power BI. because it has so much flexibility and so many advantages we have. Okay, so many advantages we have. Okay, so that is the reason every company 90% of the companies are using Power BI. Since years, since I think 2 3 years, every company they are migrating and they are also taking the Power BI service. They are taking the Power BI. They are using the Power BI as their reporting tool. Okay. Okay. So another thing is like whatever the whatever the whatever the BI tools we have, whatever the BI tools we have, so we can listed into two categories. We can listed into two categories. Two categories. Okay. One is traditional software and another one is self-service software. Okay. Traditional software and another one is self-service software. Another one is self-service software. Okay. So but I don't want to make you guys confused. Okay, so just consider Power BI as a self-service tool. Okay, Power BI is a self-service software. So if I explain all the traditional software and also it is very difficult you to understand. Okay, Power BI is a self-service software. Okay, self-service software. What is mean by self-service software? Okay, just forget about other stuff. Okay, self-service tool, we can call it as self-service software. Okay, self-service software. What is meant by self-service software? So in any software, if you are able to complete your work with drag and drops. Okay, drag and drops. So drag and drops and point and clicks. Point and clicks. So that kind of software we call it as a self-service. I will tell you. Let's see. For example, let me log into my system. Sorry. Okay, it's connected. Now let's open the Citrix server. Okay, I will just open any one of the report. Okay. I just just wanted to you guys to show like what is mean by drag and drops and what is mean by point and clicks. Okay, point and clicks. So that is the best advantage in Power BI. So that is why we call it as a self-service tool. So I mean everything they have provided to you, and what you are doing is like you are using existing stuff, and you are using the drag and drops. Okay, for example, okay. See, so whenever I get the data, I will see. Whenever I fetch the tables, I will see this type of information. Okay, so this is one table, and this is one table, and this is one table. Okay, for example, I want to use a name. Okay, just giving the example. Okay, don't confuse. Okay, what is this? What is this data? Okay, I'm just showing you like how you can drag and drops. Okay, what I have done, I fetch the data, I fetch the tables. Okay, I fetch the tables from one of the source. Okay, I fetch the tables from one of the source, and I'm just using the drag and drop. See, for example, I just press the control and move this into the table. Okay, move this into the table. So this is called drag and drops. And point and clicks. Okay, point and clicks. What is that? You just point here and you can filter it. So I want to filter the data for only for this one. So it is filtering the data. So see, these are just point and clicks. I'm just click on points. Okay, that's it. So that is why we call it as a point and clicks. So everything data is available, and we are just using the existing stuff. That is the reason we call it as a self-service software. So the same way, if I want to use this graph, so just select this and use this. That's it. So everything will be available here. Okay, everything will be available here. See, so I'm just using I have just used for the example. Okay, this is the graph. This graph is line chart. Okay, if I want to use the area chart, so it will change according to the graph. Which one you are giving. So this one is, what is this? Stacker chart. Okay, and waterfall chart. What is the waterfall chart? So how this data is flowing. Okay, so for example, this product. Okay, this is product name. Okay, this is the name. This product name is performing well. This product is performing well. Another not performing well. Something like that. You can analyze the data. Okay, you can analyze the data by using existing visuals, or you can use the custom visuals also. So what I'm going to say ultimately is like, so you just need to use the drag and drop function, and you can use the point and clicks. Okay, point and clicks. But just clicking, see here, I'm just clicking, and it is giving the option like new measure and new quick measure and everything. Everything is available in our desktop. So you have to use, you have to know, and when you have to use that option, and where you have to use that option. That is the most important thing. Okay, that is the most important thing. Okay. So what that is the difference. That is the what you can say. Description of drag and drop, and point and clicks. Okay, point and clicks. Arthamainda? Drag and drop and point and clicks. Yeah. So like, so this is a self-service tool, and I'll give the brief about traditional. Okay, traditional. So that you have to understand like the importance of Power BI, right? So that is the reason I'll tell you. Do not confuse. Traditional software means Traditional software means, see, like to do this. Okay, to do this also in other softwares. In other software, they need to use the programming language. So to use this drag and drops also, they need to use in the previous days, like let's say like for 10 years back, 8-9 years back, you need to use some programming language to use the drag and drops, to click on this also, to get this also, you need to use the programming language. Okay, that is the reason. So that is the reason it was taking so much time to create a report. Okay, it was taking so much time to create a report. Okay, so in traditional.
I have a doubt.
Yeah. Please tell me.
we create this all reports, right? Visualization reports.
Kishore, your voice is too low and it is giving disturbance. Is that same for everybody? Hello?
Audible to you?
A little okay, but it's very low.
No, audible to you?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine now. Yeah.
Okay, we are creating a reports to our client based on our visualization, something, everything what we charge you to do. Our work is very final or anything other will be.
Yeah, see, for example, once you got the requirements from the client, okay, from the business user, so they will provide you, I mean, he will provide the data, okay, he will provide the data and he will tell you the way the data is available and what are the key figures, I mean, what are the KPIs they want to have. KPIs means key performance indicators. KPI means that means measures, okay. Okay, for example, here, let me show you in my report, one report, okay. So these are the KPIs, okay. Let me maximize this. So these are the KPIs: booking amount, authorization partner bookings, authorized partners, subscription booking, subscription partners. Okay, these are all KPIs. We call it as a KPIs. So these are the key performance indicators. Based on this key performance indicator, they'll come to know their business, how their business is performing well. Okay, how their business is performing. For example, here see, this is total booking amounts in fiscal year quarter 2021 quarter 1. So in every year we'll have a 4 quarters, right? So first quarter is, for example, in India it is April, May, June. Okay, that is quarter 1. July, August, September, that is quarter 2. Okay, October, November, December, that is quarter 3. Jan, Feb, March, that is the quarter 4. Okay, so I'm just telling you. So these are the 4 quarters, and here I'm giving example like, so quarter 1 the booking amount is 29 million, and quarter 2 it is 45 million. That is the reason it is showing the graph. I mean the graph is showing on top. See, 29 million. That is the reason it is this graph is showing low, and this graph is showing high. See, and quarter 3 also we are able to see that, I mean, they have achieved the 45 million booking amount. Okay, so come to your question, Kishore. Like, see, for example, you got the requirement and you create a report. Okay, you create a report based on some visuals, and you will show to the user. Okay, you will show to the user who given the requirement, and based on that he will check the report and he will understand their business, and then if he want to change something, then he will ask you, okay, I don't like this color, and I want to have a different color, and the font size also I don't like it, so just change the font colors and the font names and the font sizes. Okay, that changes he will ask you. So whatever you do, that will not be final. Okay, ultimately, see, no user will satisfied with the first attempt. Okay, if you create a report and he will not accept at the first time. Definitely he will ask for the changes, right? You understand my point?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, see, you create a report, that is fine. I mean, for the first attempt, you create a report and you will show the report to the user, and he will see, and you will have a discussion. I mean, you both will have a discussion. You will explain him, okay, this is how the report look like and what is mean by this graph. Okay, this graph I am showing. This graph I am showing the total booking amount based on the fiscal quarter wise, and here also I am showing. So in this graph I am showing authorized partner counts based on the fiscal quarter, and if we go other screen, so here I am showing subscription booking percent of total. Okay, I am showing in a this in a quarter level also. So quarters, and here I am showing this data in a table format, and here I am showing, see, booking amount. I am showing the booking amount by primary partners. Okay, primary partners. See, this is primary partners is diamond, gold. They have a different partner categories. Okay, diamond means who has more business, who will give the more business to this company. Okay, gold is the next level, and then authorized and strategics and distribution. So something like that. They have different primary partners, So based on that, I'm showing the data and I'm distributing the data based on the, I'm distributing booking amount based on the primary partner count. So something like that, you just create a report. So it will be different to report, right? So you will show the user, this is how I created the report, and just understand this report and come back to me if you have any queries. Okay. Then he will check the report and he will analyze the data. See, for example, you create a report and this booking amount is 128.29 million. Okay, and he will compare with his data. His data means where the data is coming from. Okay, this data is coming from, for example, SQL. Okay, and then he will check the data. He will check the existing report solution. Okay, now they are using, for example, they are using different reporting software, and they have a different visuals, and they have a different kind of, they have a data in a table format only. Now what we have done, we have done the data by using visuals. Okay, we have used the data and we have created reports, visuals, different kind of visuals to represent the data. And what they will do, what he will do, he will go and he will compare the data with that report. And so once the values are showing correct, then he will check like the colors and the look and feel and everything he will check, and he will come back to us. If everything is okay, that's fine. So otherwise he will provide you some changes and some inputs also. Okay, this visual should be in different way, because they know like how the report looks like and how they want to see, because ultimately they are the end users, right? They will only see the report, they will only consume the reports. That is the reason they will ask you what they need. So based on that, you need to act, and you need to check, you need to do the changes. That's where it will work in a real-time scenarios. Okay.
Each topic will be covered this fully.
Sorry.
Each topic, you take it will example like Power BI, keywords, BI flow.
I didn't get you.
Yesterday you given a list of daily hours. Which topic that will be completely covered?
See, I mean, once you start creating a report, so it will come to the one by one topic. See, for example, let's say I told you like Power Query. Power Query means, for example, if I go here, so Power Query data means if I click on transform data, so for this data, I just need to do the data shape. Okay, I will do here in Power Query Editor. So in Power Query Editor, there are so many options. Okay, there are, see, for example, in each tab you have so many options. So we I mean, you cannot use all the functions in real time. But what are the main functions you use? I will explain you. Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor means this is Power Query Editor screen. So when you click on transform data, it will take us to the Power Query Editor. This screen is Power Query Editor. Okay, where you do all the transformations. Like, see, for example, here distributor underscore account underscore name. So I don't want these underscores. Okay, for example, I'm saying I don't want these underscores. So that what you do, you can directly rename it here. Just enter it, so that it will be without underscores. The same way, like I want to have this distributor account in the second place. Okay. So for example, I want to have this one is a second place. So the same ways, like you can do slice and dices, and you can alter your data. Okay. Simply you can alter your data. So when it comes to the Power Query, I will give the description, like I will tell you the description what Power Query will do, so that you will understand. Okay. So I'm just everything. See, like in one topic, you cannot cover all the total flow actually. So it will not cover all the topics in one go. Okay, it will come under the day by day. Okay, day by day. So first, what we'll do, we will get the data from Excel, and we will get the data into the get the Excel data in Power BI. So by using get data, and once the data is available, so we will add some visuals. Okay, we will add some visuals, and we will add some key figures, and then we will create a report, and you can use the graphs, and you can use the filters, and you can use existing visuals, or if you are not comfortable with the existing visuals, you can go for the custom visuals. But this is the day by day process how you create the report. You cannot create a report in one day, Kishore. So there is a process, right? You just need to analyze the data in source. Okay, what are the tables we need to use? So first you need to go to the source, and you just need to check what are the tables available, and what user is said that okay, take these 3 or 4 tables. So just take those tables and get by click and get data. So if we are using a SQL, then you just need to give the SQL username, password, and server details, so that all the table information will be available, and you will need to take only required tables whichever user said, and then that those tables only available here, because unnecessary all the tables we don't need required, right? So then once we have data in Power BI, so you just click on transform data. So before loading the data here, before creating the visuals, you just need to do the data massaging or data shaping. Okay, you just need to do the data transformation here, like renaming the columns, removing the unnecessary columns, and what you can say, change the data types and decimal types and everything you do in a Power Query. So Power Query is the main key concept in Power BI. Okay, all the stuff you do in a Power Query editor. Okay, and once you do the Power Query editor, you just close and apply. So the required data we will have here. Okay, the required data we will have here, and then you'll start building the visuals. You start building the report. Okay.
We will get the data in SQL. If we get the data in SQL, we can convert it into Excel. It is possible here.
No, why you need to convert? Because see the data. See you, for example, let's say you have a data from Excel, sorry, SQL to, and then that data you want to convert into the Excel, right? Yeah. See, for example, you convert it to the Excel. Now you created the report, and then the data needs to be refreshed every day. How you do that? Every day you do the same manual work. You get the data and you convert into the Excel. Then that is a manual process, right? Why you want to do that? You can directly use the SQL data. You can directly use that SQL data, and once you have you give the server name and credentials, and once you create the report, whenever you refresh the data, whatever the new data is available in SQL tables, the data will be updated in Power BI. But if you convert that into the Excel sheets, and that Excel, I mean from SQL to the Excel, what you need to do, you need to every time you need to get the data tables, data information into the convert into the Excel sheet, and then you need to update it, right? That is a very blunder, I can say. Why you need to do that? There is no use of that. So you can directly connect to the source and you can get the data.
It is possible, maybe some clients may do okay, you can do, and that means there is okay there.
No, they see in that case, directly they will provide the Excel information only. They have they store their data in Excel, so they will tell that so, okay, this is the data we have. These are the Excel files. You just get the data into the Power BI and create a report. In this case, directly you can do that. That is also possible. Yeah. See. Yeah. So in some companies they use Excel. They store the data in Excel. Okay. In some companies they store the data in SQL. In some companies they don't store the data in SAP. In some companies they store the data in Oracle. Okay. There will be a different sources for the same company. Okay. For one requirement, one report, they are storing the data in Excel information. Okay. They store the other report. They store the data in a SQL information. So in any way you can combine that and you can create a report by using Excel or by using a SQL. Both ways it's possible. Okay, that is not an issue. Clear, right, Kishore? Yeah. So what I was talking about in older days. So traditional software means in older days to create a report, to create one report. They were taking at least is 2 or 3 months. One report, 2 or 3 months in traditional softwares. Like traditional software means OBIE, OBIE, Cognos, etc. See, to create a report, you are taking 1 or 2 or 3 months. It is so much time taking because they didn't have previously that much flexibility like we have in a self-service. So they to get the data, they need to write a code, and to add the visuals, they need to write a code, and to use the existing do the manipulations and all, they need to use the programming language. Okay, they need to use the programming language. That is the reason. And the recent tools, they come up with so many advantages to avoid most of the coding information, most of the coding stuff, because they do all the stuff. They do all this information background only. Okay, while I select this, in the backend there must be programming language, but you don't take care. You don't worry about that because it is already predefined. You don't need to worry about like how it is coming. Okay, when I select this, how it is coming. You don't need to worry about that. The worry is only about that how you need to use this. Okay, you can directly drag and drop, or you can select it. Both ways you can do that. Okay, both ways you can do that. For example, see, now if I select here, it is showing here. See, date. Okay, the only concern you need to take care of is like how this object you need to use and where you need to use that. That is the only concern you need to think about it. Except everything, they are taking care of it, the backend. But previously, the other tools like Cognos or Oracle BI and all, to do this also, developer must know the programming languages, know the coding language. That is the reason it was very difficult to create a report in very short span of time. Okay, I just given a simple example. Okay, I just given a simple example. So that is the reason. If you talk about nowadays, so if you are using Power BI, so if you got a report requirement within 1 week, you can finish the report. But it is based on the complexity. Okay, for me, it was taking this report, so it has so many pages. Okay, there's so many pages based on the different categories. I have stored the data. For me, it was taking only 4 days to create a report. All these pages. Okay, all these dashboards and KPIs and everything. But if the same report you want to create in other technologies, OBI and traditional softwares, at least it will take at least 2 to 3 months. See, that is the drastic time consuming we have in traditional softwares. That's where everybody is going for the latest technologies with the cloud technologies. Clear? What is the difference between traditional software and self-service software? Clear up? Pawan, Harish, Vikrant, other guys, Sanjeev. Clear, right? See, traditional software means there was so much time taking process because because of the performance, because of the coding information. You need to understand the logic. You need to think about the logic. How can we get this data and all. So earlier, so by click for this also you need to write the code in traditional software like 7-8 years back. But nowadays everything they have provided in your plate. So you just need to understand like how you need to use these options. That is the most important. See, as I said, like you can connect to the more than 150 sources. So once you click on data, see, these are the sources we have. These are the sources you have based on the report. So Power Platform, so these are the reports. Database, you have, these are the databases we have. In Azure, you have, these are the areas where you can connect to the sources. See, these are all the sources you have. These are all sources you have. So in recent releases also, they have added some other sources. So many sources we have. So many sources. Okay. So Excel, text, CSV, Excel workbook, JSON, folder, PDF. Even you can connect to the PDF. So you have a PDF information in your desktop, and you can connect to the PDF. Once you click on PDF, and once you click on connect, it will show you So it will show you the what is the PDF. So for example, this is the one PDF, and you can directly connect to the PDF. I'll show you, like once we start working, then I can show you how to get the data, how you do all the stuff. Okay, clear so far? Any doubts? See, before going to the actual creation of report, you need to understand background of all this stuff. Otherwise, see, it is very simple to directly go and get the data and create a report. But I just wanted to make you understand like how much importance we have and what is the how demand is Power BI. Why it is so demanded. Okay. To understand this, I'm explaining all this stuff. Okay.
Yes, sir, we can understand.
నా అజూర్ అంటే ఏందమ్మా?
Sorry?
అజూర్ అంటే ఎస్క్యూఎల్ టైప్.
Azure is a different technology. Okay, it is also Microsoft tool only. So it is Azure database. In database we have Azure database we have, and SQL Azure we have. Okay.
ఓకే.
That is also one type of database. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir, clear, sir.
Okay, tomorrow we will talk about the licensing part and some other stuff. Then the different components we have in Power BI. So we will talk about that. And is everybody installed the Power BI desktop except Vikrant and Harish, because they are having some issues? Is everybody installed? Sanjeev, Kishore is already installed yesterday. Sanjeev, Pawan, and other guys.
ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకున్నాను.
Okay. Did you have a look like how it is there and what are the options? Have you gone through at least?
Mapping, I have solved mapping, 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 model.
Sorry?
I have solved mapping.
Mapping.
Maps. Yeah, maps. Right.
Geo, okay. Maps, okay. Location maps, you mean to say.
Maps, okay.
Okay. A map visual, you are talking about?
Mapping.
Map visuals, right?
Visuals.
Okay. You చెప్తున్నారా? Okay. ఏదైనా మ్యాప్ అంటే నువ్వు చెప్తున్నది ఏదైనా మ్యాప్, దిస్ ఇస్ వన్ మ్యాప్ అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో మ్యాప్. ఓకేనా కిషోర్? మ్యాప్స్ అంటే ఓకే.
మ్యాప్స్ కదా, జస్ట్ అబ్జర్వేషన్ ఎలా చేస్తారు యూట్యూబ్.
Okay, yeah. So that's what you need to learn, because see, before attending the class, you just have a look. Like for example, I told you what is my traditional software and what is the service software. Okay, just have a look so that you will have a more knowledge. Okay, whatever I said is sufficient, but you can get additional knowledge. Like they will tell some more extra features also. So what I have said is like, see, for example, these are the tools we have, and what is the reporting self-service tool, what is self-service software, and everything you can come to know, right? But if you search the same thing in a Google or YouTube, then you will get so much added knowledge, right? That is also useful for you, so you can do that. Yeah, so once this tomorrow I will explain you about the Power BI components. Then we will start creating the reports. Okay, so once we start creating a report, then you will see all the options, like whatever we will cover all the topics which I mentioned in the course content. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So then so we can done for the day, so we can wind up the session for the day. Not only now, you can ping me in WhatsApp, or you can call me, or you can ask me tomorrow for the today's session. Okay, for example, you have some questions for the today's class, and you can ask me tomorrow also. That is fine. So we can Okay, clarify those questions in tomorrow. Okay.
What is about the mail address? You have to fill in
Sorry.
mail address. You have to fill in.
Yeah, mail address. Just create a new mail address, and then provide me the email address so that I will send the EF form to you.
Okay, I have some. Not that. Okay, Saturday, Sunday is a holiday. You said right?
Yeah.
Okay, this Saturday is a festival. Coming Saturdays, you can keep the class for 1 hour only, right? And Sunday is okay, but
No. Saturday, not for the Saturday, Sunday. We will not take the classes. So Saturday, Sunday will not be any classes because Saturday, Sunday because I am working in organization, so I will not. I'll just take a break on Saturday, Sundays. But every 5 days, every weekday, you will have a classes.
yeah, because we have 3 years of it. Before that, we have a long. మేము మధ్యలో గ్యాప్ వచ్చింది కదన్నా మారడానికి టైం ఇంకా తొందరగా అయితే బెటర్ అని ఉంటుంది కదా మాకు తెలిసిందే కదా మీకు ఎక్కడ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్
అదే చెప్తున్నా అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇప్పుడు అర్థం కదా మీకు తొందరగా క్లాస్ అయిపోవాలంటున్నారా
నాకు తొందరగా అంటే 42 days ఒకటేమో ఇంట్లో వెళ్ళిపోతుంది అదే సాటర్డే అయిపోతున్నాం అనుకో మళ్ళా ఇంకా వీక్ డేస్ అంటే ఇంకా మ్యాక్సిమం అట్లా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది కదా కనీసం క్లాస్ ఉంటే ఈరోజు రివైజ్ చేసుకుని కన్నా ఉంటుందని ఉంటుంది కదా
కిషోర్ నువ్వు ఒకసారి నాకు మొబైల్ కాల్ చేస్తావు అసలు వాయిస్ అసలు బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది మొబైల్ కాల్ చేసి అడుగు నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ఓకే నీ వాయిస్ ఎందుకో బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది అసలు వినిపించాలి అందరికీ అలానే వినిపిస్తుందా మిగతా వాళ్ళకి కూడా కిషోర్ వాయిస్ విక్రాంత్ చాలా బ్లర్ అవుతుంది ఇది కాల్ చేయండి ఒకసారి కాల్ చేయండి నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ ఓకే తొందరగా అదే అర్థమవుతుందంటే నీ క్లాసెస్ తొందరగా అయిపోవాలంటున్నాను సో మీరు నేనేం చెప్తున్నా వీక్ అంతా క్లాసెస్ చెప్పింటా కదా ఆ వీక్ క్లాసెస్ మీరు వీకెండ్స్ లో ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోండి తర్వాత డైలీ కూడా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోండి ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఏ సింపుల్ టూల్ రైట్ సో there is so much to explore సో నేను ఏమైతే క్లాస్ చెప్పినానో దానికి మాత్రం రిస్ట్రిక్ట్ అవ్వకుండా యూ కెన్ ఎక్స్ప్లోర్ గూగుల్ యూ కెన్ ఎక్స్ప్లోర్ యూట్యూబ్ రైట్ సో ఫర్ దాట్ ఆల్సో అట్లీస్ట్ యూ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ ఎ టైం రైట్ సో దట్స్ ద రీజన్ ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ సెయింగ్ సో సాటర్డే సండేస్ విల్ నాట్ బి ఎనీ క్లాసెస్ but so as I said, so within 45 days only 45 classes only we can complete it, okay, but within 2 weeks after 2 weeks we can start preparing the resume and we can put your resume in a Naukri, okay, that much I can say and I'll sure about that. Yeah
just option ఉందేమో అని అంటే ఎందుకంటే you are doing that your work but ఆప్షన్ ఉంటే బెటర్ కదా ఆ 4 days కూడా మీరు కవర్ చేయాలి కదా
నీ క్వశ్చన్ స్టిల్ అర్థం కాలేదు బట్ యూ కెన్ కాల్ మీ ఓకే ఓకే సరేనా అయితే సో దెన్ విల్ connect tomorrow okay with the same time 8 o'clock okay yes whatever I have discussed just have a look in YouTube or Google and just refer my just revise my information. So the major concept, okay, the major concept is also fine, like what is a traditional software, what is a self-service software, okay, why what is Power BI and why we use a Power BI and everything. You just grasp the information and have a notes, okay, just write down your points so that it will be useful for you and it will be easy for you to refer in future also. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then bye.